Hello. What's going on, guys? I'm sure you guys have seen this like popular clip. It's been going viral recently of two guys debating on the Whatever podcast, and Andrew Wilson. I don't know if you guys have ever like heard of him. There's a clip going around of him saying that certain women enjoy being graped, quote unquote graped. Right? I'm not going to use R word because of YouTube, obviously. But there's that clip going around, right? And we're just gonna talk about that really quick. It's just funny to me, right? I'm gonna play the clip really quick. I'll play that clip, and then after I play that clip, I'm going to show you guys the rest of the context of the clip, right? So I'm playing that clip now.
You could make the case that like grape is bad for certain people.
No.
For certain people.
No, it's bad for everyone.
No, it's only bad for certain people. Here,
Andrew.
like there's women, you agree,
No.
who have orgasmed during SA.
That has nothing to do with
Bro.
whether it's SA.
Bro.
That has nothing to do with
Bro.
whether it's SA. Are you kidding me?
Bro, I didn't say whether or not it's SA. I said during SA.
Yeah, what does it have to do with anything?
Well, bro, if that's the case, right, then was it bad for them?
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because there are overriding harms than just orgasm.
Now that you guys have seen that clip, before I play the rest of the context, or like the rest of the clip, right? Even from that clip, right, you can see the lady, right, on the bottom left. The lady just pisses me off. You can see the lady in the bottom left, right, just like making these like weird facial reaction stuff like that. You can even see the caption, right, saying Andrew says SA can benefit women. He doesn't say that anywhere. Nowhere in that clip does he claim it can benefit women, right? That's number one. Number two, right? I don't know if like I don't like, maybe it's just me. From my perspective, I think like a lot of people lack basic argumentation understanding, right? Like a lot of people just don't know how arguments work, right? So I kind of understand why people would just look at that clip and be like, oh yeah, he's advocating for this or this, that. But bro, if you understand basic argumentation, if you're someone that like maybe you watch debates a decent amount and you kind of understand how like debate structure works, right? You can tell he's doing an internal critique on the other person's position. It's literally an internal critique. Like you can even hear from his voice. He even says in this case or in that case, it's obviously an internal critique of the other person's position. Literally an internal critique. Like, and these people, right, like these feminists, right, they take the clip, right, on Twitter. There's been a bunch of them. They take the clip, right? They take the clip, that one clip that makes him look bad, right? And they frame it as him trying to say that that is his position. That is not his position. The claim that women, right, some people or like some women enjoy grape, right, and therefore it's like good for them or whatever. That is not his claim. He's basically doing an internal critique on the other person's claim. I'm going to explain it for you like this, right? Very simple, right? Pay attention now. Pay attention, right? The person in the blue, I forgot his name, the person that's not Andrew, the other guy, right? His position essentially, right? Like this is not like the entirety, but just to give you an example, right? His position, because he's a utilitarian. If you guys don't know what that is, that just means like someone that like their moral system is based on like valuing utility, right? So like if a simple example is like if something makes someone happier or like benefits someone more than it doesn't, then they ought to do that thing, right? Like, so it's like a moral claim for doing that thing. Like that's like kind of the best way I can put it, or like the easiest way I can put it. Just think of it like whatever yields the most utility, right, is what we should do or we ought to do. Now, whatever those utilities are, it kind of depends based on the utilitarian it kind of varies, right? So like for some people it's like happiness, well-being, even though they can't really define what like happiness would actually be, but whatever. Yeah, so it's like kind of dependent on the utilitarian, but just think of it as utility, whatever yields the most utility. That's what this person is, right? The person is a utilitarian, right? And for him, right, his position is happiness right? Enjoyment, sorry, not happiness. Enjoyment equals good, right? Enjoyment equals good. Remember that, right? His position is enjoyment equals good. Now, Andrew, the guy in the black, right? Before this clip, before this like badly, like just this clip is like just made to look him bad. Before this clip happens, right? Andrew, in a mocking voice, is trying to say to him that like, okay, if enjoyment equals good, right? Do you think it is conceivable that a woman could enjoy grape, right? Which the guy does concede that, yeah, it is true and it's conceivable that someone enjoys grape, right? Andrew's trying to point out to him that if enjoyment equals good, necessarily, as long as someone can conceivably enjoy grape, whoever it is, if they enjoy the grape, then it is not good. That's essentially what he's trying to demonstrate to the other guy, that his position is not like a tenable position, because he's just trying to demonstrate to him that like his worldview just doesn't make any sense. Like enjoyment can, like good can be just enjoyment, right? That's basically what he's trying to demonstrate. That's literally it. And somehow people think that is Andrew's position. No, he's just trying to show the other person that if enjoyment equals good, then you necessarily have to either concede, right, that your position doesn't make sense, or bite the bullet that the people that do end up enjoying grape, that grape to them isn't bad. Therefore, grape wouldn't be bad for everyone. It'll only be bad for the people that don't enjoy it. That's basically what he's trying to portray here. That's what he's trying to demonstrate. And it's like, it's amazing to me that people can't grasp this. Like, bro, you can't put 2 and 2 together and grasp this. And like some of these feminists that are like clipping this, putting it on TikTok and stuff, they didn't do an ounce of research on what is actually going on. They just see one like 30-second clip of someone saying something and up in arms and everything. Like, actually do your research. You didn't watch the whole debate. Like, even from that clip, you can tell he's mocking the position. Like, from his tone, you can tell he's mocking the position. He's not actually taking the position. He's mocking the position. It's like, bro, people actually lack basic argumentation skills these days. The amount of people that do lack like stuff like this, it like blows my mind how many people actually lack just basic argumentation skills. Like, I know most people don't understand like how like to structure an argument and stuff like that. I understand that, right? But the amount of like the level at which they don't understand it blows my mind. Like on Twitter, I made a comment, right, and I try to explain to some lady, right, and to some other guy, right, that it's an internal critique. You know what they told me? They told me the context doesn't matter. I'm like, yeah, your ass is retarded. You're actually retarded. Like, you're retarded. There's no shot you're not retarded. You're trying to claim, oh, no matter what the context is, you should never say that. He's not saying that. That is not his claim. He's just showing the other person that his worldview leads to that claim being true. Like, what are you not getting? How dumb are you? Like, how are you that stupid? There's no shot you're that stupid. Like, this is mind-blowing stuff. This is actually mind-blowing stuff. I'm going to play the rest of the clip, so you can see the rest of the context. You can see Andrew actually explain what he's trying to say. The other person clipped it to make it look disingenuous. If you see the clip on Twitter, you see a bunch of comments try to explain why that clip is taken out of context. And the internal critique makes perfect sense. You might not like the internal critique. You might think it's like wild, or it's like crass, or whatever. You might just think it's like maybe disgusting to hear or whatever, right? But it's a debate, right? It's a debate. You want to win as many points as you can. And he's using that. He's going the lowest of the low to try to demonstrate to the other person that his position makes no sense. That's what you do in a debate. Like, if he starts off with like a soft example, right? If he starts off with just like a soft example, the person might be like, oh, let me bite this bullet so I don't concede. And then he has to go to the next example anyways. He has to go the distance anyways. So now he's just going to make him bite the bullet and then eventually concede. It's not as good as just making the person concede right out the gate, which he actually does. He actually concedes, right? So like, that's just like basic debate tactics. Like that's about it, right? that's about it. But anyways, I'm gonna play the rest of the clip. Not the rest of the clip, just like the other part that Andrew posted, just to give you like some level of context, so you can understand what is actually being said. But yeah.
Against it.
Which feminist organization?
Hold on. Andrew, here's the problem with this. You're saying that individuals advocating for that as a good lifestyle because it works for them and it works for other people.
Working for that. What did I say?
What do you say?
What's my
directly?
position?
Your position is that there should be government-funded propaganda.
Is that individuals?
Hold on. Government-funded propaganda.
Is that individuals?
Wait, I was talking about the reason that feminist organizations would be against that government style of push.
Why?
Okay.
Why?
Because it is prescribing onto everyone a type of lifestyle
There's no prescription.
that doesn't work for everyone. It's saying that you should do this.
Wait. What's the prescription?
The prescription is you should wait until sex to have marriage, or wait until marriage to have sex.
And the outcomes are better.
The outcomes can be better for certain people.
Well, no, for most everybody, the outcomes are better. At least from the reported data. When you say like certain people, it's like, okay, dude, yeah, I guess you could make the case that like grape is bad for certain people.
No.
For certain people.
No, it's bad for everyone.
No, it's only bad for certain people. Here,
Andrew.
like there's women, you agree, who have orgasmed during SA.
That has nothing to do with whether it's SA.
Bro.
That has nothing to do with whether it's SA. Are you kidding me?
Bro, I didn't say whether or not it's SA. I said during SA.
Yeah, what does it have to do with anything?
Well, bro, if that's the case, right, then was it bad for them?
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because there are overriding harms than just orgasm. I'm not saying that's not the case. What?
Perfect. So then here's the case then. The case is like when you say for some people, right? The reason you keep saying that is because even though it's the vast overwhelming majority of people, you want to like create this little minutia outlier, right? Is it logically possible that there's ever been a woman who's been SA'd who'd enjoyed it?
I am not going to.
Can you answer my question?
No.
Is it logically possible?
Logically possible? Sure.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but that's not. I'm not ascribing anything to that.
Do you think there's ever been a single woman who's been SA'd and has enjoyed it?
I'm not going to answer the question.
Answer the question.
I'm not going to answer the question.
But because then I can't say some people.
I'm not going to answer whether women enjoy being great.
That's not what I asked you.
Whether a woman has enjoyed being great.
If there's ever been one, do you think there's ever been one?
I'm not. No, I'm not answering.
You don't think there has been?
I don't know, and I'm not going to answer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to. This is such a weird thing. This is such a weird thing.
What's wrong with answering the question?
Because I'm not going to contribute to rhetoric that tries to say that there is anything good about SA.
Who said there's anything good about it?
You just said that some women orgasm, therefore that is a good of it.
No. I was running an internal critique and saying if it is the case of X, then Y. That's not me advocating for that position. Don't lie. That's one. And two, when we move into this, right, here's what I'm saying to you. And I'll ask this question again. Do you think that there's been at least one woman who's ever existed that was SA'd and liked it?
I don't know.
You don't think? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm not going to answer that question, Andrew.
Because then I could say.
Because I'm not.
Because then I could say, well, why make the prescription shouldn't SA?
No.
Because some people don't like it.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same shit, dude.
Andrew,
same
Andrew,
shit, bro.
do you think? Wait, hold on. Wait a second here. Do you think the harm of SA of grape is equivalent to the harm of those who?
Just go back and forth from there. Also, to address, because I know people are going to say this in the comments, they're going to disagree that it's logically possible or it's conceivable that a woman can be SA'd and enjoy it, right? I'm just going to explain to you how it's conceivable. It's very simple, right? Because I believe like it's conceivable. SA or grape, if you just look up the definition of grape, it just means sex without consent. That's basically what it means, right? It's bad all the time, right? But just because you enjoy something, which is Andrew's point, just because you enjoy something doesn't make it not bad, right? Like cocaine, people that like do cocaine, right? Or whatever, or people that like drink and drive or whatever, they might enjoy drinking and driving. It's still bad, right? That's Andrew's point, right? But I'm going to explain to you why it's conceivable that they could enjoy it, right? I'm going to give you this example. Say, a guy is asleep and his wife wakes him up with sex, right? He's having sex with him without his consent, right? And that would be grape. Technically, that would be grape, right? But he could still enjoy it even though it's technically grape, right? So it's conceivable that someone could enjoy it while it's like if they're being graped. It's definitely possible, right? It still doesn't make it good. That is the point Andrew is trying to make. That just because you enjoy something does not make it good. That's all he's trying to demonstrate here. Another example is like the guys in the comment section, right? Like, as wild as this might sound or whatever, I'm gonna use myself as an example because it doesn't bother me as much. But when I was younger, right, when I was a minor, I was raped, right? Technically raped because I couldn't consent, right? Or legally raped, right? Because I couldn't consent because I was a minor, right? But I still enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, right? But it doesn't make it good, right? It's still bad. People seem to have an issue with like separating what is descriptively true from what like someone is trying to prescribe. It's descriptively true that like you can, right? Like it's conceivable, it's possible that someone, even though it's rare, very rare, it's possible that someone could enjoy like getting graped. Yes. Prescriptively, it is still bad. People lack the ability to separate like an is from an ought, right? They lack that ability. But I don't know. Anyways, just thought I should make this video, kind of explain. But yeah, it's not what people think it is. It's just a clip taken out of context. Anyone that has like any basic understanding of like how debates work, internal critiques are done all the time. You think the example for the internal critique or the example used there is like wild and is like disgusting, you just don't watch debates. Like, you would hear some of the wildest shit ever. If you ever watch any, like, just go watch an abortion debate. You'd hear some of the craziest shit you've ever like heard. If you've ever watched like debates, you would know like this is not even like disgusting, or at least to the people that like actually like pay attention to like debates about meta ethics, stuff like that. Rhetorically, it could look bad, right? It looks bad rhetorically, but anyone that like actually understands what's going on, like they don't care how it looks. You're still winning the debate, right? Like that's the point of the debate. You're trying to get a point across. The person losing the debate, he understands that point, regardless of how like disgusting it sounds, is proving his point wrong. He understands that the audience, like a good chunk of the audience, just doesn't understand that. They just hear something that they think is disgusting. They're like, oh no, how could you say that? Can you listen to the fucking argument, you dumbass? Right? Can you listen to the argument? Like, why are we having a fucking stupid ass meta conversation about what you feel about the argument? We don't give a shit what you feel about the argument. Listen to the argument that is being said, regardless of however you feel about the argument. That's the issue these days. Like, people hear an argument, and people that just aren't around that kind of space, they don't understand that like that's how far you need to go to get a point across. Like, they don't understand. Like, and in an argument, if you're not trying to get the rhetorical win, if you're trying to actually win the debate, right, you're going to have to test the person's logic to the limit. And this is just an example of that. People just don't understand that. Whatever. Yeah, that would be it for the video. And see you guys on the next one.